Everyone, let's get into the Black History Fact of the Day. Today we're going to be tapping into and highlighting African spirituality and the Voodoo Queen, Miss Marie Laveau. Let's get into it. Now, when you do research on her, there's a little bit of discrepancies going on with when she was actually born. Some people say she was born in 1794, but then some people were saying 1801. Just putting that out there, okay? So anyways, she was a well-respected voodoo queen in New Orleans, okay? Laveau was said to have powers reportedly including healing the sick, extending altruistic gifts to the poor, and overseeing spiritual life. So she was born from an African American family, okay? And she also tapped into African spirituality after the death of her mother, and she underwent a ritual with a well-known root worker. His name was Dr. John Bayou, and he was a well-known conjurer or root worker. Okay. As queen for several decades, Laveau was mother to many. People sought her for advice for marital affairs, domestic disputes, judicial issues, childbearing, finances, health, and good luck. Laveau would in turn counsel her practitioners by supplying them with advice or protective spiritual objects such as candles, powders, and an assortment of other items mixed together to create a gris. Okay. Now, she was a widow, but she ended up falling in love again and having several children. Some of her children did pass away with a yellow fever outbreak that plagued New Orleans. Okay. Yeah. But she also, in regards to tapping into her spirituality and committing to it, she ended up gaining more children, spiritual children, and people from the outside as well. Now, she will hold several ceremonies and rituals, some at her home, some at Congo Square, and some in other places in New Orleans. And a lot of people will respect her, will rejoice with her, will follow her along during her journey and when she was have those rituals and such. Okay. Now, there are different versions. I shouldn't say versions. There are different branches of voodoo based on geographic location and if that specific group of people or area or landmass that practice into voodoo were conquered or had to adapt to European ways. Some of it have been altered to a certain extent, but then there are some areas like in Haiti, it is in one of its most purest forms. Outside of the country that it came from, which was Western Africa. Okay, so that's just a little bit of resource on that. Now, African spirituality was practiced with the slaves and people that were coming from Africa during the transatlantic slave trade, by the way. And it was reinforced through slaves that was coming in and free and, people that have gained their freedom from slavery. So this was not something that was taboo during that time. And voodoo in general, it's a worldview encompassing philosophy, medicine, justice, and religion. Its fundamental principle is that everything is spirit. Humans are spirit who inhabit the visual world. The unseen world is populated by. Oh, hold on. I don't want to mess this up. Give me 1 second.
LWA.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you say it. But anyways, it means spirits, and mystique means mysteries, okay? Angels and spirit of ancestors that recently have been deceased. And I strong-heartedly believe in this. As I have told you guys before, I have spiritual gifts. I'm able to tap into some of these things. And let me tell you, this stuff is real. You do need to respect practices and things like that. But it is something that is very, very, I feel like it's kind of lost to the African American community, and it is demonized to a certain extent. And it shouldn't be like that, if we're being honest. It shouldn't be like that at all. But Miss Marie Laveau, a lot of people still travel to this day to New Orleans. New Orleans, some people say, you know, they have witches there, they have voodoo practitioners, they got spiritual practitioners there, all different types of, I would say, guidance and energy there. And some people say that New Orleans is one of the portals in the world. But anyways, people travel all over the world to go to her gravesite and they pay respect to her. They also leave offerings. They also ask for a wish. If you're lucky, she will grant your wish. There's like a legend, a superstition about her. Even in the afterlife, she still helps people and individuals. So people also mark the grave as well because they really do believe in her. They really do believe that she may grant the wish of whatever it is. So, and she had all these powers that she possessed, and people really respected her. So, yeah, I encourage you guys to really read up, watch stuff on her. She has been, her story has been played by people in TV shows, in movies, documentaries. Look at the videos of her story and documentaries of her story. They're really, really good. And for the most part, most of them are very accurate and respectful. But yeah, she is someone that I feel like as African American, you should know about her.